Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boy Petey. Today
What's
we're
going
talking.
on?
Say sorry about that, Petey, but hey, today we're talking about FCB Day, Free Comic Book Day. So the comic book companies get together and they give out free comic books to help drive a whole new audience, hopefully a younger audience, to buy comics. Unfortunately, it does work. Parents tend to bring some of their kids in, but a lot of the comics are basically geared towards adults. So adults or regular comic book buyers. So as you can see, Petey himself, he's showing some of the comics that he was able to get this year. Me, I was able to once again get a pretty big haul. You know, you're able to order this online from your local comic book shop. Other times you're not, but I think it's always a good thing because it introduces you to a lot of different stories that you may not know. So of course, like Star Wars, we all know, but and Hellboy, but some of the summer event shows, some of the summer event comics, such as Absolute Power that DC's
This
not out.
also has Stranger Things in it. It has the Stranger Things. Dark Horse has Stranger Things, and they're doing stuff with Stranger Things.
Okay, thanks for cutting me off, Petey. But and then another summer event coming out of Marvel is Blood Hunt, for example. So this is a great sample to get in. Not sample, the actual comic, which you're going to start selling next week. And of course, we have the Energon universe. Again, kicking off the whole Energon universe.
Energon.
You know, and we
This,
also there can't be a free comic book day without a Spider-Man title, as you can see right here, Ultimate Spider-Man, and there goes Marvel versus. So, and that's just the big companies here. We also have smaller ones such as Sanja.
well, Dynamite did Johnny Quest.
Oh, Johnny Quest is a good one. Stargirl. And one thing with some of these things you're gonna be able to see is that many of the companies may put these online for you to also download. So if you were not able to actually get the physical comic, you can do the download. I know Apple does, and I believe you may be able to do some of this also in Amazon. Again, some of these older comics that have been around for a minute, but these are great introductions to people who are interested. Like, hey, was this comic interesting?
NYX, they gave away that free. They're still trying to sell NYX, Quesada's X-Men title.
Yeah. And so I went to both Midtown. Midtown was not as they only gave a couple of books, probably what 4 books, 6 books. But Forbidden had a whole pack. You could basically grab whatever you wanted to get.
Good Lord.
But not only did they have the ones on the comic book day, the free comic book day website, which I think is Previews, which is Diamond Comics that sponsors it, their site. They also Forbidden also had independent guys out there, and they were giving out some of their independent works. Again, some of these are not really for kids.
So let's get to the more important thing. Absolute Power. This is why we're here. Absolute Power. This is the first intro to the DC thing. And I know that you guys are out there. Thank you guys for coming on our channel, checking out what you've checked out. You've really helped us out. Like us, comment, or even your tougher comments we'll accept. But Absolute Power, did you get to check it out?
Are you talking to me or are you just talking to everybody? Because
I talked to everyone and I said, did you get to check it out?
Yeah, I gotta say the art looks spectacular. I mean, the story, I'm not sure how this is going forward. Are you familiar with Absolute Power, the story itself?
All I know is Mark Waid's doing it. What we talked about before with Amanda Waller and people losing their powers. We get a hint of that because we get to know the key players. Failsafe, who I had no idea who it was. I thought it was the actual Failsafe. What else is here? House of Brainiac. I think that's going on right now.
Yeah, that is going on right now.
Lead right into this stuff. And then they have a bunch of other projects that's going on at the same time, which is Dark Crisis of Infinite Earth. We also have DC Universe, Lazarus Planet. We also have Night Terrors. And we have Titans Beast World. We have all these things happening with this. So DC has a big push out for the Absolute Power. We get to see this nice internal thing on Absolute Power, and we get to see Amanda Waller moving from her being initially from the Suicide Squad. She had loose connections to I think Checkmate, but they're showing her with and they're not showing her the backdrop of the Suicide Squad with the original ones that were from the 80s, 86. They're showing them with the ones that from the movie. So it's already showing you stuff that connects to the movie and
Well,
DC.
Gunn is pushing it, right? I mean, so this is what I'm saying. Gunn is trying to push it. Gunn is trying to connect it to from the TV show to the movie, so that which is good.
But
So
look at our heroes
look at the
playing
art.
together.
Look at the art. Look at the art. The art
Art's pretty good. So, but yeah, we have all the stuff happening. If you like events, they got a lot of events for you. And then we get what we saw in the preview before, a Superman getting shot and falling to his death. But since we saw him getting chained, we know he's not going to die. But any thoughts on it?
Well, look, I think they've done a great job bringing to me the whole Amanda Waller universe, building her as a character over a series of different comic book arcs. And this particular one gives you a good idea of who she is, what she does, and why she's doing things. Basically, she wants to get rid of superheroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she's using the government resources. She's getting superheroes to basically, or villains. This is really simply a very similar story to what we have the Thunderbolts, right? You know, where it's a government entity, they take over, they have a group that they use to do different things with. And so here's the person. In fact, here's the crazy part about it. This is what they're trying to do the Thunderbolts movie in Marvel with Val in charge of it, right?
All right. So you're gonna make me do this, right?
No, I don't want to make you do anything. But you a grown man, you can do whatever the heck you want, brah.
The Thunderbolts were not a sanctioned group. Right. There were a bunch of villains that were posing as heroes, and Citizen Bean, who was Captain Nemo, was going to have a big plan to kind of do something terrible. They lose Citizen V, they get a new Citizen V, and then they become, you know, the kind of like Hawkeye, the heroes that were once bad guys. And Hawkeye at one point led them. So, you know.
Well, I think this is what they're doing in the movies.
But yeah, now they're doing the thing where they have the government-sanctioned villain story plan. But they're not villains. They're all kind of good guys. So, because Marvel doesn't have any bad guys. Only the good guys fight each other. So, but this is the thing.
Bad guy.
Huh?
They do have a bad guy, man. What are you talking about?
Who's the bad guy? Captain America?
No, Mephisto.
He's in the Thunderbolts?
No, I was just talking about in general. You know, Palacio.
To put into Thunderbolts. Keep it together.
Messing with you, bro.
Now, when you go with it, like the other thing, this is also a showcase for the comic company. So just like Absolute Power, you go into Johnny Quest and you read the first bit of the story that's in here, which looks like the stuff you saw in the cartoon, and a sketch by the artist, Sebastian Perez.
Right.
But then we also have the Thundercats. The Thundercats are in there. So Dynamite, so it's giving you the stuff that you could see in these things. So if you can get to the comic book store, after the fact, they got Space Ghost ads, because they have Space Ghost now. It's not with DC anymore.
That just came out with a comic. Space Ghost #1 just dropped.
Yeah. So there you go. Dynamite has a digital comic book thing. They sell you everything on this. So even if you don't get to it today, you can go to the store and try to check this out. The harder part is something.
Wait. I got to hold you on that because it is, you're saying that, but you know what happens sometimes these comics then actually write, they're free comics. But
that's what I'm trying to say right now. This Absolute Power could go up in price. And then, because this is what happened when Valiant did the Unity, and they did it in the early 90s. So They gave away a free comic, and then the comic stores were like, all right, let's put this on one of these walls, like the walls back here, and charge $10-20 for it. So it's kind of ridiculous to give comic stores a comic book, and they say the demand is so much, we have to charge people for it.
Yeah, I know. That to me, I think is ridiculous.
So that's what the 90s were. Whenever I bring up the 90s, I have to be tough on it because, you know, that's terrible. But okay, so there's your free comic book day. Hopefully you get out there. And as always, when you go to the store, you can always ask for the free comic books because there are always still enough available for you to check out if you're interested in comic books. You don't have to kill yourself for Absolute Power because They're going to be 3 million editions of the reprints. Now, if you're a
Dropping Monday,
collector, yes.
dropping Wednesday, definitely.
Yeah,
And
so
so, hey,
we got that
we
happening.
have
So we
another
got,
we have another event too. You know, the Energon universe too. I think they're going.
Energon is happening. So far, I'm really liking the G.I. Joe. I did a video on that. And Transformers, the art is looking okay. I've
Yeah,
never really gone into a Transformers comic book, but the couple I've seen, and he has a very involved space storyline stuff. So,
I gotta shout out to Boyd Rivals. I've been reading that, and it is fantastic.
he hates everything. So that means a lot.
Yeah. So that's it. And also, did you show the Marvel Blood Hunt? That's the Marvel
No,
event coming.
we're gonna go through a whole thing of Marvel stuff. We're gonna go through some trailers. So we got a
Okay,
bunch of things
no
from
problem.
Marvel to do.
So listen, support your local comic book store. If you don't support them, they're definitely gonna be disappearing. There are less and less companies out there. So that's why I think that, hey, if you want to support, I'm a strong believer in supporting small businesses. To make sure they're there, especially for things that you like. Because if you don't support them and the artists and the writers, and then what's going to happen in the future? Then you can't complain. Oh, everything is so corporate, man. I can't do anything. That's why you also have Dark Horse. You have other indie titles too, CX. You got to try that out. This is one thing I definitely like about Free Comic Book Days, that they're titles that I don't normally read, that I do end up looking at, and some of them are like, wow, turns, it shoots up some other stuff that I didn't expect, Barnstormers. So I say, hey, go out if you can. And we've done a couple of videos of this in the past. Go for it, right? So, hey, Petey, you have anything else to add?
And also support the spinner rack, because even though we could always use a like, all your views, it always helps out. And even though we probably will keep going if you don't give us that much support, we're gonna stay in there no matter what.
Okay, I wouldn't put it like that, but hey, support us if you want to see if you like our what we're doing here. Okay, Spinnerack
Out.
out.